Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a good and cheap way to start your first PC. Or maybe you want to say buy or build, because that's what we're going to be doing in this video. But before the video starts, I actually want to thank you guys so much for actually hit 500 subscribers. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much and roll to 1000 next. So let's just get over with the video. So the first thing you need when you're making your PC is obviously the motherboard, and that's the easiest thing to start with. So we have the MSI Performance Gaming AMD Ryzen 2nd and 3rd Gen AM4 M.2 USB DDR4 DVI HDMI Crossfire ATX motherboard B4050 Gaming Plus Max. And this is a good motherboard because it supports M.2. So if you want to use like a, let's say, hard drive or something, you could use that for this. And it's only $75, and I personally think this is a steal right here. And the next thing we have is the CPU, and we have the Intel Core i7-4770. It's a quad core, by the way, and this is what I use for my Optiplex over here. If you guys didn't know, it's inside over there. I use that for my Optiplex, and I personally think it's a good GPU. It's a good CPU, and it's just a good CPU in general, to be honest. If this is expensive for you, I feel like you should get one on eBay and make sure the pins are not broken. If they are, return it immediately. Okay, so the next thing is RAM. And our motherboard has DDR4 RAM, so we need a RAM stick that has DDR4 RAM. So we're going with the Corsair Vengeance LPX 16 gigabytes by 2 by 8 gigabytes and 288 pin. And I personally think this is a steal. $39, that is a steal. For 16 gigs, that is a steal, bro. And this is Corsair. This is a very reliable how do you say this? A very reliable company. Like, just look at their wallpaper. Corsair, behold true glory. I know that wallpaper does not mean anything, but I personally think Corsair is a good and reliable source for RAM. Oh, and I forgot, for the CPU cooler, you can also use the Dell, like the stock coolers right here, the stock cooler that I have, because I'm using that right now, the stock cooler, and it's not getting any bad performance. Even my cousin, he has a i7-4790, and he gets good temps with the stock cooler. You can also go with this, the AMD CPU cooler, and yeah, I personally think it looks very good. It will suit your computer perfectly since our motherboard is black and it's an AMD motherboard. So yeah, on to the next part. We have the GPU, and the GPU we have the GeForce GTX 1080. It's not the Ti, just a 1080. It also has 8 gigabytes of VRAM. That's a lot. Well, not a lot, but it's enough for you to play the games that you need to play. 8 gigs of GDDR5X VRAM. And I personally think this is a good GPU to get for your first computer, because people are comparing this to the 3060. That's kind of crazy to think of. 10 series card that is being compared to a 30 series card. That's kind of crazy, but this is a good offer. But if you don't want this, you can also go for the 1630. And the reason why I say the 1630 is because some of these 1630s, you don't need a power connector thingy to power this thingy. It's just like, it just runs off of your motherboard and stuff like that. So you don't really need a lot of power to go with these things, you know what I mean? And it also has 4 gigs of GDDR6. That's not bad. You can run your games smoothly, 60 FPS 1080p with no problem. And on to the next thing is the power supply. The power supply, we're just gonna use the 650 watt, because all this stuff is gonna be like, I don't know, to be honest, but I feel like it's gonna use a lot of wattage. So you just wanna use this over here. I think it's gold. Yeah, it's gold. It's 80 plus gold, and it's $50 for 650 watts. I mean, just don't get a used power supply, because bro, that thing is gonna blow up, bro. Well, probably not, but just never settle for a used power supply. Just go for a new one. And hey, they're not even that expensive for real. 50 bucks for a 650 watt power supply? That's a steal. And on to the next part. We have the PC chassis, and this one we're gonna use the Game DS, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. RGB Gaming ATX mid-tower computer PC with side tempered glass panel and a magnetic dust filter, and 3 built-in 120mm ARGB fans. And on to the next thing. I should have done this before I even did the other stuff, but we have to get SSD. So the SSD we're gonna use is the Kingston NV2 1TB. You know, it's an internal SSD. And guys, with all the things added up, the sum comes out to a total of $414.08. Other than that, that was the end of the video. Let me know how you guys like this video, and consider subscribing, because I just hit 500 subscribers. So I'm just gonna try to put a lot of videos out for you guys so you guys can watch it and enjoy it. But other than that, if you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments or your Discord server. And yeah, let me know what I should improve in the next video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.